I'm in my zone. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watching me doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm doing me, yeah, doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watching me doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone.
You know who was not in their zone today? The Pittsburgh Penguins, Josh.
Very
Pittsburgh
nice.
Penguins were not in their
See what
zone.
you did there.
I thank you so much. Welcome to the Penguins Collective Podcast, where we go live after every single Penguins game, no matter if it's a good one or if it's a sucky one like we all just witnessed. The Penguins lose to the Dallas Stars 7-1. I know football was yesterday, but it continued on tonight for the Penguins, where they got a touchdown scored on them. And Josh, it's just not looking good for the Pittsburgh Penguins. We suck, and what are we going to do?
Jeez, I don't even know. Like, there is nothing that can be done. I mean, you let up a goal on the first shot, and then it doesn't get any better from there. I mean, this was tough. I thought it was hilarious. The first intermission. I usually don't watch the intermission.
Same.
Because like I got other things need to take care of. But that Jay guy, I mean, he was left speechless and stuttering, saying this is the worst hockey I've ever seen from juniors to
any
AHL.
level of
Any
professional
level.
hockey. That is such a like a holy cow. And he said,
Yeah.
I've never been a part of a hockey team that has played this bad.
Yes.
I can only imagine what the locker room is like, is what he was saying.
Yeah.
And this guy is supposed to like break down plays.
Yeah, and Ryan
It's
Malone
wild.
was like a new guy on the set today, and he kind of said the same thing. Like, and I mean, he's played with Crosby, so I mean, he knows what that locker room kind of looks like. You know, just just goes to show the longevity of Crosby. But I mean, it's unreal. I mean, I don't know where to even go from here, because the start of the game was so bad. The end of the game was so bad. I can't find a bright spot. I was hoping that there would be something, you know, like I joked in the Discord that, you know, this game's over. Let's just turn it off after a first period. But I was hoping that there would be something in the second and the third that we can just pull apart and just say, yes, you know, this was good here. We progressed in this category. No, nothing. There was absolutely nothing. Not in the goaltending, not in defense, not even in offense. Sure, the Anthony Beauvillier goal was nice with a nice assist by Pusanen, but
Yeah.
it's all for naught when it comes to the overall aspect of the game. It was just brutal, and I think I saw Sportsnet put up that this is, I think, the third or fourth time that they've had 6 goals scored on them in the first period.
Ever.
And and all the other times were like in the 80s. So it's like, man, we're talking 40 years.
And
That's
the
brutal.
other stat was the last time the Penguins let up 6 goals was 2022 against the New Jersey Devils, and it was in the third period, and we lost the game. We lost the game 7-6, so we blew that lead. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I know it was a really bad loss, and that's ill compared to what tonight was.
Yeah, they didn't even show up. Like,
no, it wasn't even. Yeah,
I texted you, like, today's Veterans Day, and I had work today. I know a lot of people didn't have work. Shout out to the veterans.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yep, all the shout outs. But
Mhm.
I didn't want to go to work today. I had work. I didn't want to go. It was a holiday, but I had to go.
Yeah,
and I feel like I put out the same productivity as the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Josh, no, that's not true. You know why that's not true? You showed up today. You showed up to this podcast. We were joking. Should we just go live right now? Call it.
Yeah.
This was after the first period. We should just go live. We should just go live now because that's, it's basically game over. And I was joking. I was like, oh, no, we could come back, right? Even though I know we were not going to come back.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of me that had some hope. Josh, you still showed up today. You're still doing your job right now. And the fact that you're doing your job right now, I'm doing our job right now. We did better than the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. Us just showing up to this podcast means that we're doing our job more than the Pittsburgh Penguins.
And everyone watching too.
And everyone watching. Great job. Great job. No, seriously, I cannot name one person that I'm super happy about tonight. There is not one person. I know people are like, Beauvillier. Beauvillier had the puck just like it was there for him. If he didn't score, it would have just been another thing that the Penguins messed up tonight. But Beauvillier scored. Yeah, no one looked good. Even Crosby. Crosby did not look good. The Gino did not look good. Blomqvist, man, did he let 2 of those 3 goals were just sucky goals to let in. And I get the I think it was the second one where he was screened, where the guy just threw it on net. You can't blame Blom on that. He honestly had no idea where the puck was. Carlson kind of screened him, so you can't really kind of blame him for that one. But the other 2, that was Blom's fault. You can't do that. And this was a test. We talked about this yesterday. Blom needed a test against one of the best teams in the NHL to see if he's ready to go. He's not. That just showed that he is not ready to go. 5 shots on net, 3 goals. Not good. That's not a good look. Jari had a very similar start, and we sent him down to Wilkes-Barre for training. I think we just found out who our goaltenders are moving forward. Blom is going to get sent down by the end of this week. Just because we got to do something. Jari is now back up in Pittsburgh. You got Nedeljkovic. Yeah, he played okay, but guys, the score was 7-1. We pulled Blom after 3. So he still let in more than Blomqvist. Still not a good look. Did the Pens win? Welcome to the chat. I want to throw up what you're saying because Bob Grove is always tweeting out things throughout the game. Tonight was the 4th time under Mike Sullivan. Penguins allowed 7 goals in a regular season home game. Others is 8-7 over the Caps. And then in 2017, 2-7. Oh, wait, that was in 2017. Then it was 2-7 to the Oilers in 23. And then 4-7 to the New York Rangers last season, this calendar year. So, hey, Josh, how do we feel about that? let's transition into the biggest question of the night. There was chants during the game. Fire Sullivan. There was boos after the first period. Constant boos whenever we couldn't get the puck on net. Real quick before I go into that, I have a stat that it's in my head and I need to get out. One shot after 10 minutes of hockey in the first period. I think it was 11 or 12 minutes. The Penguins only had one shot on net. These guys are paid millions of dollars. I keep on saying that. Someone needs to be held accountable. Speaking of someone who needs to be held accountable, Josh, panic button, Sullivan, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, you said you were hitting the panic button a few games ago. So I don't know. We talked about it a few times now. Like when, at what point do you pull the trigger? I think that I'm coming around to the idea of pulling the trigger on Sullivan and firing him mid-season. I just don't know when. You brought up a great point with this Four Nations type thing that's coming. Yeah, he's the coach for USA. Does that look bad?
And David Quinn.
Does that look bad to have a fired coach at the helm of USA? I don't know. Maybe you do it now so that there's a little bit of a further gap between now and the actual event, or do you just wait until that's over? But is it worth waiting until to have that happen? I don't know if anyone in the chat is able to check on this for me, or if Louie, you want to. Did the Flyers win? Because
I'll look.
If they did, I mean, we're just moving closer and closer to that first overall pick.
1 minute left to go in the third. They are all tied 3-3 with the San Jose Sharks.
They're both going to get a point out of this. That's actually okay by us, because both San Jose and Flyers are below us. I know it's only November, but I mean, it's time to start. It's time to start tracking how many points that we're going to need to get the first overall pick.
So that's. I was going to ask that. I was going to ask. Very brutal by the Pittsburgh Penguins. You're the GM mind of this show, okay? Here's the big question. If you fire Sullivan, does that mean we didn't give up on the season? And if we don't fire Mike Sullivan, does that mean we have given up on the season and we're done? We're looking for the first round draft pick. Maybe we can use it. Maybe we don't. What's your game plan if you're the GM and you're in the situation?
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to preface this answer by sorry, I'm struggling tonight. As a fan, if we go on a winning streak, you best believe I'm going to be chanting playoffs. Okay. But thinking about this as the organization, I think either way, this comes across as a lost season. I think what you want is you make a coaching change and you hope that the players respond to it by going on a tear. I think that's what you hope for.
Yeah.
If it happens, great. If not, the season was already going downhill from there anyway.
Sure.
So that's where my mentality is kind of leaning towards now, is that there's not many bright spots that you can look at throughout the season anymore. I was trying to hold on to it, trying to hold on to whatever you could find. Blomqvist playing well, starting the beginning of the season with Rucker making the roster.
Yeah.
You just try to find anything, and then it just spirals out of control, and there's nothing left. So it's just a matter of you make the move. If it helps the players by, giving them a boost, a new voice, a new whatever, then great. Okay. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, hey, go get that center from Boston College. Just make something happen, you know. I forget who it was, if it was Brandon or someone else in our chat that said that these next 2 drafts are going to be I shouldn't say very top heavy, but they're going to be front loaded. This past draft was very deep. So if these next 2 drafts are going to be front loaded in terms of talent, then yeah, let's just, it sucks because at the same time, you don't want to be doing this while you have Crosby on the roster. You want to keep him happy, and by doing that, you need to be winning, and you need to be making the playoffs, and you need to making runs to the cup. Like, that's how you're going to make him happy. So it's just really sucky that he signs his extension, and then boom, here we go.
Worst. Yeah,
it's bad season.
Possibly
the worst since we got Crosby.
Yeah, this is honestly the worst I've ever seen the Pittsburgh Penguins ever. And I'm not overreacting. Everyone is saying it. You know, like it's not bad. Just me. Everyone is saying this is the worst they've ever seen the Pittsburgh Penguins. And yes, Crosby just signed an extension. The owner of Fenway Sports Group looked Crosby in the eye and said, "We will do better." In fact, we did not do better. We are not doing better. And I do not see us going on a tear with this current team in this current situation. I'm going to read out a tweet that was just tweeted out over a minute ago. Paul Bissonnette, some of you know him as Biz Nasty.
Oh, God.
Just said, Crosby to the Avalanche. Do it for hockey. And I just want to say, shut up. No. We're not going to give up Crosby. Crosby knows that. But, man, you have to start freaking out if you're Kyle Dubas. You have to start freaking out if you're Mike Sullivan. Like I said, Josh, about Mike Sullivan.
You take a bullet for him?
I would. Yeah, we got to part ways. You know, like I've been slowly coming to terms with this, and this is, it's not like it's going to be a shock. You know, it's November 11th. We've had 17 games, and the Pittsburgh Penguins look terrible. And I just want to say one thing. Before the
full season already,
if it feels like that we're halfway through the season, honestly, and it's just, and that's not good, because if that's how we're playing halfway through the season, imagine what we'll look like halfway through the season. But Mike Sullivan had an interview with Haley Hunter before the game, as she always does, before every single game, and she asked them like, "Oh, we suck, basically. How do we get better?" You know, and he says, I'm not asking everyone to play like their A game. It's okay to play their B game. You know, like as if everyone plays their B game consistently, we'll get a win. And at first I'm like, yeah, that's true. Like if everyone plays consistently, it doesn't have to be Stanley Cup caliber games. You know, if we just play consistent, we'll win. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. But if he resorted to doing that, that's like bottom of the barrel coaching, right? You know, I was thinking about it. I was like, and I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm saying he has nothing left to ask of these guys. That's what I'm saying. So he's literally going, guys, just give me something. Just give me consistency. Give me effort out there. Show me some emotion. And I think that's what Mike Sullivan is like. I'm not asking them for their A game. I'm asking them for their B game. For the love of God, their C game. Like, can you bring out your C game consistently? Guys, can you give me something? And I feel like he showed his cards in that interview. I was like, man, he's really reaching now. Like, we shouldn't have to ask Sidney Crosby to bring out his B game. We shouldn't have to ask Gino, Letang, Carlson, half these guys, Hayes, Rust, all these players, Eller, that are making O'Connor, like all these guys who have made a difference in the past are not making a difference right now. And we're asking them for their B game. Time to start questioning what kind of coaching is happening in the locker room. And I really think I'm dying. I really think
getting choked up over it.
I know it's emotional for me. Holy crap. I really think it's bad coaching when we are literally begging the players to give us their B game effort.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild to think about? Once again, I go back to these guys are well off. Josh, we had to go to work today. We are putting food on the table in an economy that's not great, okay? These guys are making millions of dollars, okay? And we're like, hey guys, I know like you suck, but can you just give like a little bit more? Like just a little bit more. Like I'm not asking you to play your best. I'm not. Can you just like come out there and like be somewhat good? Can you do that? And that's what Mike Sullivan is asking of these guys, and they're not even doing it. That's baffling to me. That is wild to me that an NHL coach in a major league is asking these major league players to just give us their B game effort. That makes no sense to me. And honestly, I've come to terms, if that's the coaching that we have, maybe it's time to turn the page.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And I think I've come to the conclusion as well that it's the coaching, not the players. Because, I mean, you see them out there, right? But it always seems like they're out of position. Like, how is it that Graves can have a all-star level year in New Jersey, probably 2 years in New Jersey, and then come here and look absolutely
not like
horrendous.
An NHL defenseman?
Yeah, look like you and I put on skates against NHL players.
Yep.
And it like it makes you question things like how does that happen? And you would like to point to Jari, but at the same time, like I think that's a mental thing. I don't think that's coaching.
True.
But
true.
And like you look at some of these other guys, like on paper coming into the year, this is a better team than it was last year on paper.
Yeah.
So how is it that now it's a worse team than last year? And I know everyone wants to go after Dubas. Like it seems like everyone wants to tear this organization down besides the players. And I mean, I'm fine with that. But at the same time, this is only year 2 for Dubas. Like he didn't leave us with he wasn't the one who left us with no draft capital and salary cap hell. Like he didn't leave us in that. That was Jim Rutherford and Ron Hextall. And granted, when they were doing it, we were winning, and that's fine. If you're winning, it works.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's Dubas that needs to change, not in terms of being fired, but change his philosophy, because he wants to do both. He wants to win now and prepare for the future. You can't win now with no salary cap, with no salary wiggle room, and keep all of your young assets. Can't do it. So you have to try and do something. And I personally, I like Dubas. I like this idea that he's trying to do.
Same.
Try to do both at the same time. And like I said, this roster was on paper better than last year's. And I still think it is. I think you're right. I think they aren't. It's not that they aren't showing up for themselves. I just don't think they're showing up for Sullivan anymore. And that's where it's hard, because for some reason across all sports, when you fire a coach, the next week, next month, those players play like all-stars. they play like the talent that they truly are when a coach is fired.
Yeah.
And then, then they become complacent again. And then, it just
Cycle
gets,
repeats.
yeah. But it's just crazy how that happens.
Yeah,
Just
I
most
agree.
recently, just think of like the New Orleans Saints. They just fired their head coach last week. And then yesterday they come out balling against, a team that's better than them in the Atlanta Falcons. So it's like, yeah, like, do I think that could be something against Sullivan, against us, where we just, we fire Sullivan and then boom, we start going on a tear? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely you do. And I just don't like, I just hate games like this. 7-1, I hate it because like the thing is, we can't talk about it. Like, for instance, like I talked about that first intermission, that Jay, who does the telestrations, he had nothing to telestrate. He had nothing. He was telestrating the Stars goals because what do you do? What do you do when you let up 6 in one period? It's brutal. It is
Not
brutal.
only that, what was it? 6-0 with like 4 minutes left to go in the first.
Yeah,
It was wild.
I think it was 6 goals on 11 shots or something like that.
It could have been. They scored 3
unreal.
goals in 2 minutes. It's just something. And I see quotes in the chat from Alex and DALvPIT. I see it from Sidney Crosby. They're saying the very political things. You got to play through it. You got to move on. You got to blah, 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 blah.
Throw away the tape. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's like, oh yeah, we're the ones who put ourselves in that situation. We got to keep playing and see what happens. Yeah. Sick and tired of all this. I'm happy that Sid is being very political and not and answering how he honestly feels. Same thing with DALvPIT. But I think it's time to move on. And Flyers won in the shootout, so that's awesome.
And San Jose got a point too because they're technically last right now. So
yeah, all right. It's 17 games. I'm not counting first place, like who's getting the first draft pick. It's not going to help us. I honestly think we need to make a big move, or we need to get rid of Sullivan. See how that works out. It's a dangerous position the Pittsburgh Penguins are in now. What we have to decide, and what Fenway Sports Group has to decide, is what kind of franchise did they purchase? I don't think they understand what kind of franchise they purchased. Look at all their other teams. Liverpool and Red Sox. Okay. Those are their team sports that they own. They all suck right now. And let me tell you one thing about them. They are not changing coaches. They are not trying to get better through depth or through big trades. Red Sox are not doing anything. They literally sold all their assets. And the Yankees, they gave it Alex Verdugo. If you know anything about baseball, the Red Sox best player was Alex Verdugo. And what did they do? They gave him away for nothing because they're not trying to win.
Chris
so that's
Sale.
one. Yeah, Chris Sale. We let him walk. We didn't do anything to help the Red Sox get better. Liverpool hasn't fired the coach. It's the same team. They're not getting anyone in there to play in the Premier League. So if that's the case, if this is how Fenway Sports Group runs their franchises, and now Penguins, we're not firing our head coach. We are not getting rid of anyone. Either we're going to accept how this season is going to be, or we're going to have to resort to something like trading Crosby, which I absolutely despise to even think about. Yeah. Like, what is this franchise going to do? We are in a position that does not look good for the future of the Pittsburgh Penguins. We need to figure out what we're going to do and what we're going to do now, because we're not going to wait until the trade deadline. We are not going to wait until we see how everything plays out with the points and everything like that. We honestly need to figure out what we're going to do with Mike Sullivan. Not today, not tonight, by the end of this week. We're going to be playing the Red Wings on Wednesday. Honestly, if we lose that, which I'm assuming we will, if we lose that, time to start considering it's over. We have a Friday game as well.
And Saturday.
Oh, it's another back-to-back. That's correct.
Yep.
Yeah. We were talking about this. So here we go. We got the Red Wings. If we lose to that, I would be firing Mike Sullivan. Because then we face 2 bad teams. You can't do this. And I'm sorry. Like I'm just sick and tired of watching this team come out, and now we're getting booed by our own fans. We're getting booed by our own fans. Just fire Mike Sullivan chants throughout the arena. Fenway Sports Group's not going to get involved. This all falls on Kyle Dubas and what his decision will be in the next couple of days. The Penguins lose on Wednesday. Sullivan needs to be out. I love Sullivan, and I would love for him to stay on, but it sounds like the message has been stale for the last couple seasons. The message is not the same. We need to figure out a new voice, or we need to get something in the locker room, something better. But other than that, Penguins stink. Don't expect them to get better. The world's going to end. Blah, blah, blah. That's how we feel. Josh.
Yeah, wow. What a what a downer sentiment there at the end. There's a part of me that wants this to just be a tank, and then there's a part of me that wants this to turn around. And like when you were talking about like a move that needs to be trade, so if we fire Sullivan and we make a turn for the better, yeah, I'm on board with that, making a move for, someone at the deadline that
little bit of depth. Yeah.
yeah, that will help us, even further. But if we make a change and there is no change on the ice, then yeah, like we can't make a move because you now have to hold on to your assets. And I feel like that's the dangerous game that Dubas plays, I guess, because he likes to hold on to his assets and is willing. I guess, I don't know. It's hard because he wasn't a true GM before this.
Yeah, so he always had someone looking out over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And this is the first time he has the reins of a franchise in his hand.
Yeah.
So you're right. I mean, would you be nervous with like your franchise that you have come to save Pittsburgh, right? That was the whole reason why Fenway went out and got you. You're the young GM with the new statistical mind who can help the depth get better and the farm teams succeed, so that way the Pittsburgh can win. But now the Penguins aren't winning. Now nothing looks great. The future is gloom. Are you freaking out as GM? Because I'd be like, what do I got to do? Do I got to trade people? Do I got to fire people? Like, do I not fire people and then we just suck all year? And then Crosby wants to like amend his contract and he's just going to retire because he's sick and tired of playing for us. Like, and you're the reason why Sidney Crosby retired, because you couldn't put a team that was good enough on the ice.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Like, what are you going to do?
That's what I'm saying. There's a part of me that's like, you put all of your chips in the center and just say, all right, let's do something to turn this around. But
what's your
I don't
first
know
move?
what that is.
What's
I
your
don't know
first
what that
move?
is. I don't know what that is.
I would see coach. All right, Josiah Schweenberg, in the chat, he asks,
he did that on purpose.
Give me 3 to 5 problems tonight. Bad defense, lazy play, and turnovers. But mainly, I would say bad defense. Bad defense. Like, it was so bad.
There was no forecheck. There was no
back check. There was no forecheck. There was no checking. There was no anything. The Penguins absolutely did not do anything to
There was no
help
energy. And this is going to be a hot take. Crosby took those penalties on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Not because he's frustrated, not because he's angry. It's because he did not want to play. I think he checked out and was like, because think about it. What are their shifts? 30 to 45 seconds, right? 30 to 45 seconds.
That's a
You're
short
rotating
one,
in and
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Penalties, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, you don't have to be on the ice.
Yeah, but he's sitting 2 minutes anyway, because if you do the math from second line, third line, fourth line, by the time he's up, it's about 2 minutes. Maybe
I don't
more.
think so.
Yeah. I honestly think Sid was just sick and tired. Like honestly, it.
Yeah, well,
Even
of course
Malkin.
It happened in like the second and third period, so like it wasn't in the first. I'm not saying like it was in the midst of it, but
Well, he took 2 penalties on the night. Malkin took a penalty. I think
yeah.
it was just them being frustrated, and they're checking, and they're getting sick and tired of doing the same thing. And we said it before. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, which is kind of how the Penguins are playing right now. They're doing the cute little passes in their own zone, trying to create some space so they can do a breakout and do a nice breakout. That's never going to happen at the level of play that we're doing. We're not going to break out of our own zone by being cute. We got to go just get the puck in deep and trying to get the puck, neutralize it in the offensive zone, keep the puck on the blue line, get someone in front of the net, and put the puck on the net. Shoot. Get someone down low. You're going to get goals. And it's not going to happen at first, but it will come later. And I don't understand why the Penguins are not playing by that formula. They are just going out there trying to, just keep circling, guys. That's how we'll get it. And then all of a sudden, turnover. It's a 3-on-1. Oh, they scored. All right, guys, let's go out there. Let's try it again. Oh, they got it. Oh, it's a 2-on-1. Oh, we drew a penalty. It's a power play. Oh, they scored. And that's what the Penguins are doing. That's what they've been doing for the last 15 games.
And that's why, like, a part of me is like, it's like, even if they change coaches, will that change? Like, will the pinching, the defenseman pinching against the boards, like, is halfway down the boards? Is that gonna change, or is that just like
it depends
the players that we brought?
It depends on who takes the reins. Like, let's take an example. Mike Sullivan gets fired. You have 2 options: Quinn and Vellucci.
If it's not Vellucci, we riot.
Correct. So if it's Quinn, he's very offensive. It's very offensive. And that has proven not to be good because look at our power play, absolute garbage. And we try to be cute. We try to make up plays. Stop doing that. Vellucci, in charge of our penalty kill, top 5 in the NHL. That's something good to kind of hold on to. He's more defensive, playing tight, keep your cards close to your chest kind of play, which I like. That's something we need. A little more physicality, a little more, keep the puck, assess the situation, then go down. And I think that's what we do on the penalty kill, and we thrive at, because if you watch our penalty kill, it's literally like they do this in basketball. They attach string to the defensive guys, and you can't move outside the zone. Yeah. And that looks like the Penguins penalty kill. We're always attached. We're always connected. We're always looking where the puck is and keeping to our guy. And Vellucci has a great mind with that. He's been doing it for the last couple of seasons. And ever since he's come in, our penalty kill has only got better. So it depends on who takes the reins on how our offense will look. If like Quinn takes over, not good. If Vellucci takes over, maybe we change it a little bit. So it all depends who takes the reins, but Sullivan, whatever he's doing, is not doing it right. There are some quotes in the chat.
I was going to say that. You can put them up if you want, but I just want to say, I appreciate you putting them up. Did the Pens win? However, I am tired of Mike Sullivan's coach talk. I'm done. Well,
let's read them out. So
it's frustrating. I hate it.
Okay. Let's read them out for everyone. Mike Sullivan. They get a couple of fluky goals early in the first period. I'm already mad. It's okay. Yeah, I'm already mad. We didn't play the rest of the game the right way. they turned into an insurmountable challenge. It continues. We have to dig in and give ourselves a chance to win.
God.
No, duh, dude. I'm
Yeah,
not
thanks.
going to sit here and say I'm frustrated because I'm not. Wait, you're not frustrated?
No, keep reading because he's determined to move this team forward.
Yeah, to last place. That's what it sounds like he
God.
wants. All right, can I just break down this quote? And I love you, Mike Sullivan. Remember that. This is out of love. They get a couple fluky goals in the early in the first period. No, it's just bad defense, dude. It's not fluky. That maybe the first fluky goal was Blomqvist tried to grab it and it went underneath his pad. Yeah, I'll give you that one fluky goal. Everything else, bad defense. Acknowledge it. Move on. We don't play the rest of the games the right way. You have said that quote exactly the last 5 games. We have not played the right way. What is the right way if it's not this? Do you know what I'm saying? Because this is your coaching.
Yeah.
So what is the right way? And you're saying everyone on the team is not playing the right way? Who's not playing the right way? Who is playing the right way? Because I need something to understand your coaching.
Didn't he say after last game or the game before where there were certain players who didn't play up to my expectations or whatever? It's just like, come on, you know? And did the Pens win? He just gonna throw it up real quick. I'm sorry. He said, I was expected the didn't compete hard enough quote.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is you're
That's
right. That is
Sullivan.
probably the number one. No, that's number 2. The number 1 is the cryptic injury updates.
Oh yeah,
Miss me with
upper
that.
body injury. Oh yeah,
Yeah. There is no competitive advantage. This isn't the 60s and 70s anymore, where people are reading the injury reports and saying, "Oh, it's an ankle. I'm going to be slashing. I'm going to be hitting.
Make sure you
it's
guys
a hip.
trip them up.
Yep. Oh, it's a shoulder. Well, we're going to hit him a little bit harder into the board."
Yeah.
No, I'm
Like
sorry.
Rust has a broken nose, and they're like, he's up with an upper body injury. He's going to be out day to day. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Anyway,
like
we're piling on Mike Sullivan right now.
The league is too closely knit now. It like
everyone knows everything.
Yeah, just think about it. Not only does everyone know everything, everyone knows everyone. It's not like it was 20 years ago where literally the Penguins and the Flyers just had to look at each other and they hated each other and fought. Yeah. Okay? They didn't care about each other. Well, now it's like you have buddies on that team. You're not going to go after them. So it's like, you know, like it's one of the things that I hate about all sports right now. Everyone has become buddy because they all play travel sports at a super young age. So they grow up with each other. There is no rival. There is no competitiveness. I shouldn't say there's no competitiveness. There's no rival where it's like, okay, well now that person has the opposing team's logo on it. They're no longer a friend. It's, you know,
there's some guys like that. It's not everyone. But
I know. But what I'm trying to turn that into is that the players aren't going to look at the injury report and say, "Oh, we're going to go after, Rust's ankle tonight." Yeah, you know, we're gonna go after Chari's shoulder. No one does that. So like, why are you being so cryptic? Just say shoulder injury being evaluated day to day. Like we didn't know about Cody Glass having a concussion until he was put on IR.
Yeah, so we didn't know about Hayes until yesterday.
2 games missed, and of like off days in between, put on IR, and that it's a concussion. I'm sorry, you knew it was a concussion after the first game. Tell us that it was a concussion.
I know. I mean, that doesn't really bother me. That's just another.
Me. It bothers me so much.
It's just another thing that we're pointing to because we're losing.
Okay, but to be fair, I have pointed that out almost every season we have done.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but But when we win, it's kind of like, oh, ho, ho, that silly Sullivan not giving all the details.
That's fair. That's
now,
fair.
But now that we're losing, it's like, oh, that stupid Sullivan not giving us details.
That's fair.
That's the only thing. Now, listen, I don't want him fired, but I'm starting to come to terms of maybe that's the next step. So that's where I'm not going to hate on Mike Sullivan, because I do think he is a phenomenal head coach. The problem is the team is not listening. And it's not, maybe it's Mike Sullivan's fault. Maybe it's the players' fault. All I know is that the Pittsburgh Penguins are not winning. This is a problem, and this should not happen. We should not have 6 goals on 12 shots. We should not have defensive problems when we have 2 future Hall of Famers. We should not have problems on the power play when we have 4 Hall of Famers on there. We should not have problems at goaltending when we pay this guy $5.5 million a year to stop a rubber puck. He doesn't do it. We have to encourage him. This is not how professional sports happen. Hello, Armand. All I am saying is that the Penguins are in a terrible position. A terrible position. There is no way out besides doing some. Yep, and there's already fire Sully in the chat. Yeah, there's nothing you can do right now that you can convince me would turn the team around that doesn't involve making moves or firing Sullivan. If you're like, oh, but if we change the lines, I don't care if we put Crosby on the 4th line. We are not going to win like this. I'm sick and tired of it. I really want this team to start winning again. What does that look like? Kyle Dubas, you're on the clock. I'm not saying you're in the hot seat. You're on the clock. Do something. The fans are booing. Our tickets are not selling as much. There's merchandise that are not flying off the shelves. Crosby's jersey is not number 1. We are losing revenue as a franchise. Kyle Dubas, you are on the clock to do something. Because if you don't, you're gone. Because here's one thing. Fenway Sports Group does like their guys, but there always draws a line. And what is that line, Josh?
Money.
And if you start losing money, you're gone. Sales have been down on tickets, and that's a fact. We are hitting record lows.
It's a fact, Jack.
Come on. Merchandise sales, down. All of it, down. No one wants to watch the Penguins online or the Pirates. Good luck trying to sell Sportsnet 360 when all you can provide is Pirates and Penguins. Good luck trying to sell that. So all those money grabs are not making money. You bought the franchise to make money, not to lose it. So, Kyle Dubas, you're costing Fenway money. You're costing me my mind. You're on the clock.
And he's not on the clock as general manager. He's on
Correct.
the clock as president of hockey operations.
Pahogo.
Just to specify. No. Just Poho. He's just on clock as Poho. Not even as GM. He's just on the clock as president of hockey operations. That's it.
I don't know. I don't think he's on the clock to be fired. He's on the clock to do something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like what you were saying is that making a player transaction isn't really going to do anything right now. The thing is, it's the coaching staff, and that is his responsibility as president of hockey operations.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's on the clock. He's got to do something.
Yeah.
Josiah, to answer your question, the encouragement in between periods was as encouraging as our beer league hockey games. Okay. It was probably, let's go out there and have a good time, guys.
Yeah. I guarantee you the second to the third was we need to see some energy.
Yeah. We could get back into this game, boys. We can get back into this game. Just play the right way. That's all he'll probably say. Did the Penguins win? Attendance was 16,526 according to the NHL's website. Guarantee you it was a little less than this. Those are seats sold. not people there. So
It was half that
obviously
by the third period.
half that by the second, Josh. Half that by the second. I saw people running from the arena as soon as the first period ended. They were gone. They were like, I could go home and watch Monday Night Football. Yes, please. That's probably more entertaining.
Yeah,
knowing
you're right.
knowing Yinzers, they were the first ones out.
Yeah.
They were the first ones out.
Yep.
Now here's the problem. Here's the thing. I want to say one last thing. Josh could say one last thing, and then we'll wrap up. We played a really good hockey team tonight, and that is true. And I'm sure people are going to use that as an excuse. They're going to say, "Hey, well, we played a really good team. We knew we were going to lose." The problem is, it's not the score; it's how we lost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not that it was 7-1. It's the fact that we absolutely looked like trash. And if we can't look good losing, it's not right. And I know a lot of people in the chat right now are saying Sullivan is done. I don't think right now. I would say if we lose the next couple games, yeah, he's probably gone, just because I don't know. It's not there yet. I feel like the fan base is not bubbling at the seams. You know what I'm saying? We're not ready to freak out unless you think we're there.
I think if you're getting Fire Sullivan chance in the arena, we're there, because we had Fire Hextall chance, and it only lasted about 2 weeks, and he was gone.
Fenway was saying, "All right, you're gone."
So, okay, so if we're following that timeline, if this is technically the first night that we're getting Fire Sullivan chance, then yeah, we still got about a week and a half, because that's the case. Josiah,
wait, hold on, Josh. Okay. Do you have anything else to say about Penguins?
I'll just say this: I love the chat. The chat has made my night, because this night was horrible. Because it's great seeing how split everyone is. Like, you're all as if it's like my inner personality. You want to be there to fire Sullivan, but at the same time, you need some more time. So it's like you guys are my internal,
dialogue,
left shoulder, right shoulder, just arguing with each other. It is great. I love it.
Yeah, that is very true. First of all, I want to thank everyone for watching. This is probably one of the highest nights we've had, which is pretty awesome. Josh, we'll end it with a high note, Josh.
Yeah. So,
like I said, Josiah Schweenberg said, we lost because you put out your Christmas tree before Thanksgiving. Maybe you need to be fired. Josh, let me ask you a question. Are you a pre-Thanksgiving decorator or post for Christmas?
Okay, so this will answer your question. Saturday, everything has been put up except the Christmas tree. So we are rocking. Are you
around the Christmas tree, but not yet? Do you go?
Nice.
Do you go and get a live Christmas tree?
We used to, and I love real Christmas trees, but I can't.
Who's got the time for that?
No, I can't justify over $100 for a real Christmas tree anymore.
Who's got the money for that?
Yeah, when I can go buy a fake one for $200 and use it for multiple years.
This is from Amazon. This is our backup. Like, this is a tree we always put in some kind of room. This is like $30 at Walmart, Josh.
Yeah,
and we've had it for a couple years. So it does come in clutch, but I will say, it's the same thing. And Josh, we're saving the environment. Okay, can we remember that? We're letting Christmas trees grow.
It's technically plastic, so just saying.
I'm not shoving this down a turtle's face. Like, it's fine. It's here in my house.
Yeah.
But what I will say, I am a pre-Thanksgiving decorator, clearly, as you can tell. November 1st, this house becomes a winter wonderland. Just want to let everyone know.
And Josiah needs to know that this family comes from a long line of overzealous Christmas celebrators. Okay, our grandmother was rocking around the Christmas tree in July.
Yeah, smoking dark going around the Christmas tree.
And and our mother listens to Christmas music in September. So, you're lucky that we're in November, bro. It could be worse. It could be worse.
You're lucky my wife likes fall, because if she didn't, it'd be Christmas here. All right.
True.
Everyone's saying Sully won't be here to decorate for Christmas. Ha ha ha. Yeah, a lot of boos were heard tonight.
Yeah, and
in fact,
Penn's win. He's killing it in the chat tonight. This is a great point. Yeah. This was so true. They got booed off the ice opening night as well. They did.
Yes, they did. Here's the problem. Yinzers don't like to see bad efforts. We have witnessed losses before, devastating losses before, and we're not booing. We're just like, so close. It's never gotten to this. So Penguins are in real deep trouble. The Penguins need to figure something out now. Mike Sullivan, Kyle Dubas, you are on the clock. You guys have till the end of the week to figure something out.
Well,
Josh.
Mike Sullivan is on the hot seat. Dubas is on the clock. Just to clarify.
And his seat is hot.
Yeah.
His seat is super hot.
Like it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Josh?
That's it for me tonight. We'll have more on Wednesday.
Wednesday, we are playing the Detroit Red Wings. It's another home game. We'll be going live after the game, as always.
It's Malkin's night.
Really? Interrupting my outro?
Sorry.
What is this going on? Blue collar ton. Go to work. That is true. Blue collar ton. What? What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Just you guys.
Anyway. Josh, we play the Red Wings Wednesday. We go live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and X, formerly known as Twitter, after the final horn. You guys can find us on all social media platforms at Pens Collective. Make sure you follow us. Go to our YouTube. Give us a subscribe. And also hit the notification bell. We have an audio podcast. Wherever you find your favorite podcast, please go and listen and rate us. It really helps with the algorithm that pushes out our podcast. It would really mean the world to us. Discord. That was the last thing. I was like, I got one more thing.
Yep.
Discord, Josh. Discord. We have chats going on throughout the game, throughout the week. We also give some kind of free content when we're doing West Coast trips. So make sure you guys sign up. It's free. So just join it. It's Discord / the Penguins Collective. Josh, the Penguins didn't have energy, but we do. You could go sometimes. You guys can go to rogueenergy.com / Pens Collective and use promo code TPC10 for 10% off your entire purchase. Make sure you go there now. Get it. There's some deals going right now. Go ahead. And last but not least, Josh, as always,
let's go Pens.
It's Crosby on Trinity shot.
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
I'm in my zone. Woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing